I want to know, coming from owning your own PR firm into directing, what was the biggest shift? Not that it has anything to do with one another, but industry shift. Like, did you learn anything new about the industry? Was there anything from that you were able to take and maneuver a little bit better from your connections in PR or anything like that?
I don't know my connections in PR, but I just know that when I came into the industry as a filmmaker, I understood the industry as a business person first. And a lot of filmmakers, don't understand that they're working within an industry. If you're going to just be out shooting your films and you don't care about the industry in any way, shape, or form, then you don't have to be concerned with it. But most people want their films to be shown in a theater, and the American theatrical system in this country is a patriarchy, a white patriarchy. So, and if you want those two to go together, you have to understand the business aspect. My only kind of leg up is that I understood that before I became a filmmaker, so I think it's really important, especially through Array, my company that distributes the work of people of color and women, that we educate our filmmakers to the marketplace that they're in so that they understand the war that they're in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Kofi, and you watching Millennial Renaissance Media.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Yvonne from Millennial Renaissance Media, and we are here at the 21st UrbanWorld Film Festival in the most exciting place in the world, Times Square. Now, if you're not familiar with UrbanWorld Film Festival, it is the largest multicultural film competition that allows audiences and creators to meet. So if you're ready for that exclusive, let's go.
Millennial Renaissance Media with your boy Gotti.
Why was it so important for you to merge hip-hop and a visual for this generation?
I just thought it was the perfect marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to launch a TV series and thing and get a show sold. And they respected it more when I involved music because they couldn't question my music. My music sensibility, they had to give it up. So that's why I wanted to do something with music in television.
So the series is all about the trials and tribulations of being an independent artist. Do you think that you would ever sign to a major label, or do you feel that it's the best route for you?
Well, right now I would say no, but you never can say never because you don't know what life has in hold for yourself. You know what I'm saying? As you tend to do better business for yourself independently, the glory in that and really you growing up as a businessman is being able to do business with bigger companies. So really, a lot of times you come in as an artist independently and you don't got nothing going on. You just sign into a label. But when you learn, you go through the fire and you learn, like, okay, I build my business up, and so I bring my business to the table, and y'all can bring y'all business to the table. Now you got to respect my business. It's more than just me being a young kid signed into a label. So that's one of the key things that we show in independent the film. And I feel like people should check it out. Like, I mean, I'm giving you gems on top of gems. Like,
Futuristic has been my name since I was like 7 years old, to be honest. I was just hella young rapping, and so my brothers called me the Future, but I would rap really fast, so they're like, yo, that's Futuristic.
Can you rap something for me right now?
I'm telling you, I got it. Anybody thinking different gonna get it. Futuristic, but a nigga killing every single city, grabbing titties, even hit the anybody, even people shit,
We made Bruce to kind of be like an 80s film, 80s, early 90s film, like in the vein of like a Boomerang or, yes. And the idea was we just want people to laugh again.
Absolutely.
We want people to walk away, things are heavy out there in the world. And we just wanted to make a film with a bunch of different colors that people could really enjoy.
So much fun. Like, there were times we couldn't even get through scenes, just laughing out loud all the time. It was a film made by friends, and we had a great time making it.
So is this your first red carpet?
No, I've done a couple red carpets this year for sure. I'm also in the television show Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. It's on BBC America, and it's on Hulu now, so you can check that out.
This year is extra special for me because a film that I'm acting in, lead acting, starring in, is here. It's called Atone.
Atone.
Atone. And it's a wonderful piece. It's about this pastor who's been doing great work and does great work in the community, but he's been wrestling with some demons that he's had, and he has to make amends and atone for some things that he's done.
Like, I had just finished doing Luke Cage, and then I was getting ready to do Spike Lee's She Gotta Have It.
I love She Gotta Have It.
She Gotta Have It looks good, right?
It looks good, and I saw the movie.
Yeah. Oh, so you saw it? Okay.
Yes, I've seen the movie.
So this was an opportunity for me to play something different, you know, to really like chew on like a character and really like live him, you know. And it's a character who is dealing with some personal struggles with drug addiction, and he has an estranged daughter, and he takes care of his mother. He lives with his mother, and he's like, that's beating him down. And it just gave me an opportunity to act, you know what I mean? Like,
with the legalization of weed coming through, as in we're getting dispensaries, we're getting, you know, where it's medicinal and things like that, do you think the people that are incarcerated right now should be set free now that it's becoming legal?
Most definitely. I made my living by selling marijuana. Honestly, because I had to be able to support myself, because I have had this felony background since I was 18 years old. So I had to be my own entrepreneur in that aspect. And yes, I did have a situation where I was caught with a pound of marijuana myself. And then I have to, you know, so that record should go away if Wisconsin's laws change. And you see how the world is working right now, and the limited opportunities for individuals that are in my position. Sometimes you need that kind of product to be able to put food on the kids' mouths and school supplies and things of that nature. So all we're doing is showing that we're real hustlers in real lives, and not individuals evolve and change their product. That's all.
And weed ain't never hurt nobody.
It never hurt nobody. Not nobody.
Now, how exciting was that? I got to talk to Gotti from Murder Inc., Sean Baker from Martin, and who cannot forget Craig Mums Grant from Oz fame.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Nicholas Ashe, Micah from Queen Sugar, and you are listening and watching Millennial Renaissance Media.
What was your training before this? Did you go to acting school? Is it something that you kind of just got into? And how do you prep for your role?
Well, there's no overnight success story. I have been doing a bunch of theater in New York. I was involved in the school plays and stuff, like Holding It Down on Long Island. But Queen Sugar is one of my first film opportunities or screen opportunities, and it really introduced me to the medium. There's this big rep of like, oh, if you're a stage actor, you actually have the chops because it's, you know, there's no cut. But there's a different art to making a film. It's much more patient, and you have to be much more considerate of the images that you want to last. So I've learned so much in every facet of what it means to make a film, you know? So to be here a year after starting that venture is a huge blessing. And yeah, no, but it's just made me, long story not so long, it just made me be responsible with my art. You know what I mean? To use it as activism.
What attracts you to a project?
I mean, it started with the script. The script was so strong that I saw the potential immediately. And Tisha is a very good friend of mine. I wanted to support her. So part of the conversation that we're always having is like, you know, as women of color, that we really need to help each other to get there. Because I'm also a writer-director, and I wasn't necessarily in the program as a producer. But I was so happy to support her because I believed in her vision and I believed in her script. And for us to be able to get Roz on board, it was like, I knew it was going to be something special. So it was just like very gratifying to see her now and to have the film screen here is awesome.
Do you feel like you're being drawn or later pulled to like direct as well or write as well? Are there any other creative interests that you feel like you might explore soon, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just produced my first short, and now I want to produce everything. I want to do, there's some Shakespeare things I want to do because I love Shakespeare. A lot of people may or may not know that about me, not just because I went to Juilliard, but because I love the words. I'm a poet myself. And I want to do Shakespeare in a way that's going to reach our millennials and the young and the old as well, like old and the young, because I want people to fall in love again, in love with love. In love with love. Enough of the chaos. Where's the beauty? Where's the beauty? So I'm excited about that aspect. And also just all my friends are like pretty dope. Like I know a lot of really talented painters, actors, writers, dancers. They're all around me. And so I feel like if I'm up here, well, let me bring my friends and family with me together because I know some amazing people.
It was definitely more of a personal experience. I kind of felt like, why not an African-American Muslim woman who doesn't cover, who doesn't, you know, because I feel like that we stereotype that as well. And I feel like, you know, why not her? Why not Leah? And that's very close to me as a Muslim woman myself, who's married and a mother. And it just felt like why not tell Leah's story as well? So, yeah, it just felt organic.
Congratulations on Double Play. Can you tell me a little bit about your character?
Manchi plays the man on the hill. You know, he gets in his own way, becomes his own worst enemy, trying to be a great man and loses love and touch with what makes us human. And as a result, he pays the price for it. You know what I mean?
Well, Salima interested me because she you know, we were set in the 60s in Curacao, so it was wonderful. I mean, you can imagine the costumes, and actually filming on Curacao was just beautiful. It was a gift. And Salima, why I was so attracted to her is she was very much ahead of her time. She was very much about progression of women and progression of the people, and very much into, she was a political figure on the island, and which would push the locals to do better, and just to make the most of themselves, and she was just a good do-gooder. So
from The Last Dragon until now, are you still doing action films? Are you still?
I had a long hiatus, and where I was not really sure about the industry, and I basically was doing theater for a very long time, and I was teaching and doing choreography. I did Madonna's Drowned World Tour. A number of Sky Fits Heaven, and I worked with some people like that. And then I realized a lot of times going by, I better get my act together. So I finished a short film recently called I've Seen Things. It's a detective story. And
you wrote and everything?
Yeah, directed it. And that will be, actually, I'm launching an Indiegogo page to raise funds for this movie, Master. And that will be next month. So you look out for me on Instagram. It's Instagram, I am Taimak. And we're going to be premiering the short film on the Indiegogo page, along with the 2 teasers I did for Master.
So The Tale of Four is actually inspired by Nina Simone's Four Women. And if you know anything about it, you know the song, it goes, my skin is black. And she talks about 4 different women of color. So you have Sophronia, you have Aunt Sarah, you have Peaches, and the last character's name I am forgetting, but it's an awesome film. It's about 23 minutes, so it was all derived from this, 4-minute song. So it's excellent.
And who directed this film?
Oh, Gabourey Sidibe.
How was it working with her?
It was awesome. She's great. She's really a gem, yeah.
Nice. So thank you, Victoria. Now I have some questions for Miss J. Nicole over here. Okay, so I know you wear many hats because I looked you up all over online, all on the line. So what else are you working on besides Book of Mormon right now?
I'm working on a show called Working Out the Kinks. It is a show that I created, wrote. I didn't direct it. William Alexander Reynolds, the prolific William Alexander Reynolds, directed it, conceived it, produced it. So yeah, we're working on that. We're in the festival circuit right now. It's winning lots of awards, and I'm very proud of it.
Yes, absolutely. I was just saying that I heard this show sold out in 48 hours, which I don't think has ever been done at UrbanWorld, so I heard. That's amazing. What drew you to this project?
Well, for me, I've actually known the director, Tony, prior to this film, and I know how passionate he is about his work, and I know his vision. I knew his vision, and also the fact that it dealt with such an important subject in our, political climate that, of course, we'll want to make a mark and make a statement, so.
Okay, everybody, so that's it for day 2. We have one more day to go of this 3-day event of red carpet interviews here at the 21st Annual UrbanWorld Film Festival. You're hanging out with Millennial Renaissance Media. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Dawn from Queen Sugar, and you're watching Millennial Renaissance Media.
What are 1 or 2 things that you feel like artists coming up can do to position themselves to get to a place where you get an audition for something like Queen Sugar?
I get this question a lot, and one of the things that I really focus on is actually more internal conversations. I think that's not really talked about, is sort of the conversation you're having with yourself about your work or just about being in the business. And it's a relationship. It's a relationship with being an actor that you have to cultivate. And one of the parts in that relationship is listening. Really being able to ask a question honestly about what is it that I want to do, what conversations am I interested in, what kind of work excites me, who do I want to work with, who inspires me, and getting so clear about that. Because that for me is what happened, is that I got clear about what is it that I wanted to create, what kind of conversations did I want to be a part of, did I want to contribute to. And then all of a sudden, Ava DuVernay and Queen Sugar were like entering my world, yeah. So it's sort of a nuanced part of the conversation. It's not as concrete as like, well, go out and talk to that teacher and go to that networking event. You can do all that, but if you're not having that conversation, I think it doesn't help the universe be clear about what it wants to bring to you.
How has your role here and being a part of this project influenced the projects you're going to take on in the future?
I want to make my own projects now. You know, working with Ava, I'm like, hold up. She does everything, you know, and even more than just wanting to make my own projects, I want to tell my own stories and the stories about us. You know, I feel like, you know, there's a lack of representation in film and media in general, and, you know, with the little I have, I feel like if I cherish it, I can expand on it and turn it into something, you know, and turn it into something that turns it into something for somebody else, that could turn it into something, turn it into something for somebody else, and you know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing, just ownership of my art and knowing actually how to do that, though. Like, I've always wanted to be, you know, I write, I take photos, I do everything, but I didn't know how to hone that. And seeing Ava so close, I was like, all right, I got this. I know what's happening.
I came up with a group of female filmmakers, but there weren't many. When I would tell people in the 70s that I was a filmmaker, they'd be like, oh, yeah, right. After Spike, it was a little better because people say, well, yeah, but you're not Spike. But So I think right now is the perfect time for any young woman with a story to tell, with a vision, with an idea, with a passion for making a film, with a passion for exploring what she can do with a camera. It's the time. Now is your time.
One thing about the industry that you learned that you would pass on to people coming up in the industry, not necessarily acting related, but more like about how to maneuver in the industry?
What I try to tell people all the time is this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So don't just think, oh, I'm about to pop. I don't got a little TV show, I got a commercial. You know, you have to be in it for the longevity and for the long haul. So that's my main thing. This is a marathon. Just keep running the race. And it's not like sports where you only have 5 years to blow and then you know you'll be retired. You do this until you're 90-some years old. I just saw Cicely Tyson. She's 91 years old. We just honored her at ABFF. 91, she's still doing. I saw her doing on Broadway a couple years ago. Still doing it.
What's your favorite part about being on set on Queen Sugar?
Get to meet new people, go to different places, and have lots of fun.
And how is it working with Kofi as your dad? Is he cool?
He's super fun.
That's awesome. And your doll baby, like, how do you make your connection with your doll? Like, what does your doll mean to you in the show?
A lot. Yeah.
That's like your best friend?
Yeah.
That's probably, what can we expect from you next? Are you going to keep directing, writing?
I think so. I would love to keep directing. I'd have to keep writing. I just wrote a book called This Is Just My Face, and I want to write more, and I want to start writing things for me to star in and also things for me to direct. And so I hope to do more. And what drew me to the project really was Nina Simone. You know, the film, you know, that was, you know, loosely based on her, I guess is the best way to describe it, wasn't enough. And my producing partner, Kia Perry, and Lisa Cortez, we just wanted to do something to honor her. And we didn't take her life, we took her music and her art, and that's what she leaves. And it's open for interpretation, and we hope that we did it some justice and did her some justice.
So Laced is a short film about a teenager who falls into a neo-Nazi gang who does not have the right influences, and by the end of the film he's forced to make a decision to take an innocent life and to really submerge himself into this group. So it's like a battle between going with the wrong group even though we're accepted, or stepping away and being our own person despite not having others around us who might feel or think the same way we do.
Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, Inglewood, California, specifically.
Did you come out here just for the festival? Or?
Yes, I came just for this.
My name is Omar Aldakil, and this is my producer and DP, Shing Mai, and we're here for the film Ablution. And for the people that don't know the term, it's a religious term. It basically means the act of washing for a sacred reason. And basically what the movie is about a disabled Muslim father and his son that have a bond, and it gets compromised because of his son's sexuality. So the dad is dependent on his son to wash him. As Muslims, we pray 5 times a day. So he depends on his son to wash him 5 times a day. When the dad suspect his son is gay, he actually is torn between accepting his son or living on his own and able to pray. So it's like part of that dilemma.
Hey everybody, so we are mid-red carpets. We just finished the Queen Sugar red carpet. The energy was insane. I got to do an interview with Ava DuVernay, and of course, the ladies went crazy for Kofi. Now we're about to go into the Marshall red carpet, so stay tuned. So we're more of an independent artist-based company. We're a team of millennials, and we're going out and talking to other millennials about how the digital world and social media has helped you in whatever industry you're in. Can anybody attest to that and talk about that? Like, okay, yes.
So I make comedies.
Oh wait, sorry, can you introduce yourself, right?
My name is Brenda Raquel. I go by Miss Big B on Instagram. Yes. So I do a lot of comedy skits online, and that has, opened the following. So people see me there and they reach out to me to work on projects with them. So social media is a big, big help in this industry. Yes, definitely. Same for you,
Glory. My name is Glory Monel. She said Instagram at Glory Monel. I just started this year putting myself out there really, really big, and I've actually worked with Miss Big B too. But it definitely helps. A lot of people have reached out. They just want to work on projects, so it definitely helps a lot.
Was there ever a time in your career as you were working your way up to this moment, because your songs have been in some major films and they're so powerful, that you felt like, man, I just got to keep pushing, I might feel like giving up? Or were there moments like that, and what did you do to get through that?
So, you know what's funny? Rise Up, the song, was actually birthed out of a moment like that. I think at first, when I first started this portion of my career, because I've been doing this for a long time, it's just never actually broken the way it has now. That first experience, it wasn't really giving up, but it was more surrender. To me, it was a spiritual thing. It was just like handing my life to God and being like, whatever you want it to be, that's what I want. And anything less than that, I'm not cool with, so.
And what is it that you want the audience to take away from this film?
This is a scary time. You can watch the news, feel depressed, but this is a movie where you go, you know what? We have overcome great obstacles. And if we did it before, we can do it again, and we will.
You know what it is? Like, now we're so casual about everything, but when you go period, you get to kind of be like classy, and you get to kind of like live in this space of just like, I don't know, you ooze class in that time period. So that's like the big difference, is everybody dresses like they're somebody when you go back in time, and you get to kind of take that energy on when you're shooting, which is really fun.
As much as I would love to be a megalomaniac and be like, oh, it all flowed through me, I'm that guy, Spike Lee too, it would be a lie. I mean, my vision was curated by a bunch of beautiful black people, so it was dope. It was all of our hands, and that's what I love about it.
So we just finished 3 amazing days here on the red carpet at the 21st Annual UrbanWorld Film Festival. We want to say shout out to Angela Yvonne, who was also holding it down here on the red carpet and did some interviews with us. We got to interview some amazing people. All the advice was very inspirational. I got to interview somebody that I really admire, which is Ava DuVernay. So please, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you follow Millennial Renaissance Media. We post all kind of interviews. We're here for the independent artists to help you get resources to progress your career and to land yourself here on the red carpet at something like UrbanWorld. So tune in, we got a lot more for you, and thanks for hanging out. That's a wrap.